Hey guys, it's Buddhagem, and this is another edition of Buddhagem's Mailbox. I got some great questions from YouTube user Crazy Cheese McGee. Thank you for the questions. I'm going to jump right in because there are a lot of them, so I'll be pressed for time. The first one is, do you think there is a significant divide between the upper middle class white moderates and the working class non-white radical members of Occupy? If so, how should we bridge that gap? Well, definitely there's a gap there. We live in a society dominated by class divisions, but it's also important to remind people that class isn't the only division. There's a division of gender. There's a division of sexual orientation, race. I mean, we can go on and on and on. We are a very fractured society, and Occupy Wall Street, I think, is attempting to heal those cracks, to fill them in, to bring us together. That's what made the occupation at Liberty Square so dynamic, is that we had the 99% coming together, dialoguing, listening, the most important thing, sleeping next to each other, eating with each other, loving each other. All these magical, wonderful things were happening. Post-eviction, it's been a little different, unfortunately, but we're starting to do more dynamic things like what we had at the park during the occupation. If you watch my most recent video, Occupy Town Square is one idea. It's kind of an outreach type thing where we skill share, we share resources, we have fun, we sing, we dance, we play the drums, we paint signs, we paint each other, we do all these neat things, and part of that is healing and closing those gaps, I think. The other thing is a really dynamic process we've started called open spaces, where we come together not in a process-driven decision-making way, but in a more organic, dynamic way, where we have these dialogues about class, about gender, about race, where people can speak. And everything I'm hearing, I didn't get to go to the last one, but everything I've heard about it, it was phenomenal. We're going to be doing lots more of those, and I think we're headed in the right direction. I think that is, this is a huge issue. It's not going to be one thing to fix it, but we're definitely headed in that direction. And, the best thing we can do is to keep coming together and listening to each other. So to go on to number 2, would you say that local law enforcement overall has gotten a bad reputation since the publicizing of acts of police brutality? Definitely, I think so. I think I've seen it in folks, friends of mine who are very apolitical, even, who are beginning to understand what role the police play in society, that they can't be trusted, that they're very often violent and out of control, and that essentially they are thugs for the 1%. So yeah, I think that's happening. Your third question, what do you think of the casually pepper spray everything cop meme? What is your opinion about the various comical memes that have been created since the advent of Occupy? Do they help or hurt our movement? Yeah, this is a very emotional one for me. I find it very upsetting. I think people have seen these. They're the cop from UC Davis who pepper sprayed those kids. And they've got him pepper spraying the Muppets or the Beatles or some other comical thing, and haha, it's so funny. Maybe I'm just too close to this. I mean, I definitely am somebody who appreciates when comics kind of push the limits, but there's nothing funny about the type of brutality that we've seen waged against our fellow citizens. And I think what happens when we have these comical memes about things that are that serious is it allows, to go back to your earlier question about class, the people that aren't directly affected by that, it allows them to kind of chuckle it off and maybe not think about it again, right? Because it's very different if you're the one being beaten and pepper sprayed. And let's just remind people that pepper spray is not a non-lethal weapon. There is no such thing as a non-lethal weapon. There have been over 150 cases of deaths related to pepper spray. There'd probably be even more if there wasn't such an effort to kind of squelch that. It is deadly. These, what they call nonviolent weapons, should be termed less lethal weapons. Pepper spray, rubber bullets, the tear gas canisters, all these things have led to deaths. The tasers, these are not non-lethal. They're less lethal, but they have killed people, and the police will continue to kill people with them. It's very serious. I don't think these comical memes are helpful. I think they distract and they pacify people who really don't want to deal with just how ugly and brutal the police can be in protecting the 1%. Why do you think cops still do these acts of police brutality when just about everyone going to these demonstrations has a video camera to catch all of it on tape and upload it to the internet where it'll stay forever? Well, this is a great question, actually. I mean, it's important to realize that the camera does not level the playing field. The police have shown that you could train 20 cameras on a guy while he executes Oscar Grant in front of a crowd of people. They don't care. They will beat us. They will rob us of our dignity and our freedoms. The cameras help in hopefully getting more people like you out on the streets, because the more of us there are, the less likely they are to engage in that type of violence. Number 5. Are the police counted in the 99%? Since some cops, such as Captain Ray Lewis, whom I love, support us and even get arrested with us, or should we just disregard the police? This is sometimes a semantical game that a lot of people are playing. Are they or aren't they? I think clearly the police are part of the 99%. They're the part of the 99% who have dedicated their lives to protecting the 1%. And it's not so much who is the 99% and who isn't. It's what are you doing? Are you supporting this movement? Are you protecting this movement, helping it grow? Or are you brutalizing the people that are part of this movement with violence, like we saw in Oakland, where over 400 people were just arrested for peacefully demonstrating? Sure, they're part of it, and when they are ready to lay down their weapons and join us, like Captain Ray Lewis has done and other police officers and other people in the military have done, we will welcome them with open arms. Malcolm X, I think, put it best when talking about the police. The police do locally what the military does globally. They are a military force. Over the last 30 years, they have become even more militarized. They are not our friends. They're not our allies. Not when they're constantly threatening us and using violence against us. We are nonviolent people. And number 6, are you going to post any more videos like your earlier ones that were more on anarcho-syndicalism and not specifically about Occupy? This is a hobby. No one pays me to do this. And it's generally just kind of what I'm excited about at the moment. And hopefully, as the Occupy movement grows stronger, the ties with labor, and by that I mean the rank and file, not the leadership within organized labor, will grow stronger. We do have an Occupy Labor Outreach Committee filled with great rank and file folks. That is happening, it is developing, and hopefully I will be talking more about that. Whether or not that's specifically anarcho-syndicalist or not, maybe that will be a discussion as we get closer and closer to May 1st, and it looks like there's a more serious talk about a general strike. So I hope those answered some of your questions. If you have questions, drop them in my inbox, and I'll take a stab at them. Again, occupy with your heart, occupy with your mind. Peace.